Okay, we're going to do another batch of trees, and this time I wanted to pull inspiration from bonsai trees. Bonsai trees are also super fun to draw, and they're really great in environments. You can just take them, upscale them, and use them as a reference and things like that. For some of these, you get some crazy shapes where it's like they'll grow up and bend down, and just all sorts of swooping shapes. Really good reference. And once again, think about kind of how they're like making a really nice action line or line of action, kind of when you're same thing when you're drawing a character, but think of this for a tree. So I have these great swooping shapes, and bonsai trees they seem to grow in like stranger patterns than some other trees. I don't know if they just branch out, or maybe people kind of modify them as they're growing them to kind of give them these different shapes and things like that. But they're really cool trees. They have a lot of character to them. And with this one, we're actually gonna go and I'm gonna add some leaves and things to this one for the bonsai tree. I'm just gonna bring the roots down here. And for the leaves and stuff, we're gonna add another layer. And I'm just gonna think about these and kind of almost like these mushroom style shapes, and kind of break up the edges a little bit so it doesn't quite look like a solid shape like a mushroom. And just sort of pull off some shapes here. And for here, I'm kind of thinking that small, medium, large thing again. I'm just gonna grab in this shape here, and this might work better with like a textural brush or something, like a splatter brush or whatever, but we're just gonna use the same brush and just sort of break it up and cut in some bits here and there. I actually need a little more space here. I'm just gonna merge this down, have it on the same layer, and I'll put another bonsai top over here. And with these, just kind of think about the supporting structure. What might be weighing it down? Why is it bending this way? Like it has all these roots and everything, so maybe this got bent down this way at some point and just wasn't enough to hold up the structure. And kind of I'm gonna add a little more thickness here, and I'm gonna add just some more branches here and kind of pull out some more shapes. Just have this like, maybe it covers just a large area, and maybe this larger leaf area up top has like multiple, like see there's one here and there's one here, and they're all kind of joining together to make this large canopy. Let's pull this out. And it's looking a little sparse down here. Maybe we have kind of just a few branches that just pull off here, just like kind of little leaves pulling. It's showing up here and there. And kind of my inspiration for some of these, the way I approach leaves, are just kind of free form and floating, is Kelvin Hobbs, Bill Watterson, I believe his name. He had really great a simple approach to leaves and things like that. And that's one of my inspirations for kind of how I draw trees, I would say. And just kind of pull off a few leaves here and there, and just having these kind of free floating leaves when you're painting concepts, whatever, it'll sort of read like, oh, there's a branch connecting those, but you don't have to actually draw it out. You can kind of use the Gestalt rules of closure and things like that, and proximity. I think it's proximity. Yeah, closure and proximity. Like since it's close to that, your mind kind of fills in those gaps. You don't even really think about it. So let's scale this one down a little bit, and we're going to do another one. This one we're going to do like a really twisting kind of shape. Maybe another one of those sort of double trees that meets down at the bottom. Looks like two trees joined together, perhaps. Or just the roots are higher up or something like that. Maybe we'll have like a branch that feels like it's just like, maybe this one's kind of bending over and overlapping that one. This one's kind of bending over here. This almost looks like a character or something. That's sort of the butt of the tree right there. His face, his eyes. And we're going to take that, we're going to grow a branch out of his belly button here. And I'm going to leave that growing up over here. And pull it up here. It's a really crazy shape here. I don't know what's going to work for a tree, but I'm going to scale it down a little bit. I think we can make it work. So we're going to have the main canopy right, maybe up a little higher, right about here. You can kind of draw that mushroom shape. If you want, you just do really simple stuff. You can just draw these mushroom shapes first, and just make sure it's working. We're gonna scale down. I don't want the canvas size to be impacting the design of my tree right now. And have that there. We're pulling off here, and maybe we'll have like a little branch kind of just shooting off to support. We're actually gonna grow out all the leaves first, but just the branch will support that right there. And I kind of want something a little off right here. Maybe this bends down at a ground plane. So are these roots are just growing out. Yeah, there we go. That's starting to feel. And now we can just go fill these in really quick. We could do the lasso tool like we did before. Just grab them. Just using just a gradient. If you look over here, it's just the second gradient. It doesn't have any other color, and just dragging across a few times. You could use the fill bucket, but sometimes the fill bucket has like it leaves little lines and edges, and I don't really like that. So you have to go in and edit all those, and it takes extra time. So just a few drags of the gradient tool work out great. And we're just gonna add a few breaks inside the leaves, just erase out a few spots. And come here, and this maybe we'll have this branch kind of dipping down and coming back up and supporting that. We'll break this connection and just add a few more supports. Maybe we'll put in some more leaves here and here. Break this apart and add just a few. That one looks a little, not quite the right shape language to go with the rest of the tree, so I'll just erase that one. And add just a few more. And I'm actually gonna really quick jump back over this one and give it a base. Some sort. I kind of like that it's kind of bending back into itself. I'm seeing sort of another, like almost like letters or something like that. That's sort of the shape, but a little face and stuff. But that it gives it a lot of character. Like look at the character that's in these trees. It's not just like a straight line with a tree on top. It's like built and constructed, and it's flowing and dynamic. It has like a line of action throughout it. And we could take this, we could really push it this way. Maybe have a little bit more asymmetrical so it almost grows out and pushes out a bit more. And just a few, we're gonna do a few of those loose leaves, just dot here and there. And there we go. These are pretty similar, but I feel like the base really sets them apart, and they kind of grow up in a different pattern. If you wanted to make them really different, or make them appear a lot more different, we'll just take it, select it, and flip it over. Now they look different. I'll put it back. But yeah, so we, this one kind of has that same bend where it's sort of going like this as this one, but this one goes up and in. But yeah, so there we have some bonsai trees, and bonsai trees are great inspiration. Just imagine, instead of being this big, they're this big, and just increase their scale and stuff. But yeah, thanks for stopping by and checking out my tree tutorials, and in future parts of these tutorials, I will go and create, I'll start drawing them in with more detail and kind of how I approach getting the shapes, like the bending concave, or not concave, but the contours of the branches and things like that. Kind of my approach to that. If you like this video, give it a like. If you really liked it, comment, let me know what you thought. And if you super duper duper liked it, subscribe and turn on notifications so you can know about my future videos. And thanks a lot for stopping by, and have a wonderful day, evening, night, year, life. Take care. Bye.